You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others crawl, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Tuesday.
Haikuzo makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake na Afrika itakwisha.
Padani agosho ngai no mwega na endesho de.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani ngwe.
Kwa hivyo hao wanafanya umalaya kisiasa, wajue kwamba we only have one party, and that party is Jubilee Party, and we only have one presidential candidate, and that presidential candidate is Dr. Fred Okengo Matiang'i. End of the story. Funga kazi. So vibrancy to the presidential campaign of Dr. Fred Okengo Matiang'i until he becomes president. So if you are a young person out there and you want to join this presidential campaign and make this a success, reach me out. Mimi nakutafuta, nitafute, tutafutane. So that we build this presidential candidate, aingie pale, atusaidie, because I have 100% trust in this gentleman called Dr. Fred Okengo Matiang'i. So vibrancy to the presidential campaign of Dr. Fred Okengo Matiang'i until he becomes president. So if you are a young person out there and you want to join this presidential campaign and make this a success, reach me out. Mimi nakutafuta, nitafute, tutafutane. So that we build this presidential candidate, aingie pale, atusaidie, because I have 100% trust in this gentleman called Dr. Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And we the young people ndio tulimuita. Akawacha kazi World Bank. Mahali alikuwa analipa mshahara. He came all the way kwa sababu tulisema we need help. Now he is here. Can we please be serious and support this campaign? Kwa hivyo hao wanafanya umalaya kisiasa, wajue kwamba we only have one party, and that party is Jubilee Party, and we only have one presidential candidate, and that presidential candidate is Dr. Fred Okengo Matiang'i. End of the story. Funga kazi. Na hiyo naongea
ya kitambo yenye alikuwa anasema.
All right. Jamaa alifanyia kama nano. Right, usidini sana kunywa maji. All right, hello there people of the internet. My name is Ruojegero and this is Political Headache coming to you at 7:30 in the evening from the city of Glasses, Nairobi, Kenya. I'm in the studio with Mr. Joaquim Simiyu, the SG of Safina Party, and I'm with Mr. Advice Mundalo, the incoming senator of Bungoma, right?
Very true.
Yes, very good. Yeah. And communication strategist. He doesn't want to be called a political commentator. Or which one did you not like?
Why are you not saying that I am the incoming senator for Nairobi?
Yeah?
How you forgot?
Yeah, but I have also said you are the SG of Safina Party.
No, I mean, that's not enough.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
Si ujiseme.
You say mbona hujasema ajiseme.
Huyu jamaa amenikatia maziwa bwana. Huyu jamaa amenikatia maziwa bwana. I can't run my mouth for free like that.
You see? Very corrupt fellow.
I can't run my mouth like that. But people of the internet, I hope that you guys are doing really, really well. It's a good day to talk about Morara Kebaso and the Jubilee Party. So, people of the internet, what is happening is that the Jubilee Party is having like 4 branches as we speak right now. And I only know the branch of I only know the branch of. By the way, I'm so sorry. Yesterday, I understand that instead of saying Pauline Njoroge, I said Paul Njoroge, which was. I didn't say that in jest, or to mean anything. And I apologize to Pauline Njoroge for saying that, because I did not mean it. Actually, it just came out like that. I did not mean it. But we have got so many things going on in our politics today. Safina Party has joined Wamunyoro. And
yes, as the Secretary General.
Okay.
Have I ever come out with an official statement saying
Communique.
you joined? There is no communique anywhere.
Yeah.
But we are joined. But they are our sister party. So.
Okay. You've said it for me, brother. Sister party. Yeah, so I want to ask this question. I want to welcome Mr. Mundalo to this podcast today, to this conversation. I want to say, how are you doing, my brother?
Very fine, my brother. I'm grateful that the Lord has been faithful.
Since we last spoke, there are several things that have happened.
Yes.
We have had a lot. We have had what happened in Kisumu. Yeah. The issue of Orengo and Sifuna being attacked in Kisumu.
Yes.
We have had a lot of issues happening in Nyahururu.
Yes.
And Wamunyoro telling Irungu Kangata that wacha kierere yako zipeleke huko. And then there is something that I also wanted to ask you, by the way. It's about the infotruck polls that is putting the man that you love so much, His Excellency the President, Dr. Ruto, is putting him at 32% ahead of the pack.
Yeah.
But I want to go slowly.
Yeah.
We start with. Are you a former Jubilee member, or you are still in Jubilee?
I am a former Jubilee official because I served on the National Executive Committee of Jubilee Party.
Okay.
Now I no longer sit at the helm of the party.
Okay.
But so I'm an observer now, and I'm not one of the people who is very proud of what's happening in the party.
Okay.
I think we led it much better when I was there.
Yeah, but I also remember a fracas where the party leader at that point went, and there was some chaos in some neighborhood.
Yeah.
From then on, Jubilee has never been the same.
Yeah.
But taking several steps into 2026 and now, what exactly is going on in Jubilee? Because we see a lot of Jubilee people having taken off to Linda Mwananchi. And instead of now popularizing Jubilee, they are not doing that so much. What they are doing is popularizing Linda Mwananchi.
Yeah.
And then today we see Morara also coming out and saying that, talking about political harlotry that is going on.
Yeah.
So can you contextualize for the people of the internet what exactly is going on in Jubilee?
Thank you. I think from where I sit, anytime you see fragmentation within a political party that plays out in public, then know that inside the political party, it's even much more.
Okay.
Because in political parties, people rarely agree on everything, but they disagree at institutional level. So they disagree in the NEC, they disagree in the National Management Committee. So they have mechanisms of disagreement, but when they communicate to the country, they communicate as one united political party. But when you see fragmentation, like is happening today in Jubilee, where you are seeing some faction championing Fred Matiang'i, another faction championing Linda Mwananchi, and all that, it speaks to a weakness in leadership. So the first person who would be to blame is the current leadership of the party. That's the National Executive Committee and the Management Committee. That when you see such things, one, it's possible that the party is not having meetings, and that's why everyone is making their own decision and moving like that, because there is no place where they are sitting down together and agreeing on something to go forward with. That potentially would be one of the problems. But again, it just also speaks to the reality of what is happening within the opposition fold. We have kept saying that they are not united, except by their name. They have kept insisting that they are. And now what is just coming out is that away from just opposition being disunited in terms of the political parties, maybe the first place they need to start their unity is from inside the political parties.
Okay.
So what is coming out essentially is that there is I presume that there is a leadership problem inside Jubilee, and that's why everyone is picking the piece that they can pick and running away with it and choosing who is their candidate. And unfortunately, most of them are even NEC members. The person that the buck stops with, if you ask me today, under that Jubilee party, should be the person who is the presidential candidate. So when you see fragmentation within the party, to me, I see a weakness in the presidential candidate, because that per se is the de facto party leader. Yes. of the party. So it is his responsibility to hold the party together. And when you see the fragments that are running, it looks like there is a few people who feel closer to him than others, and probably he is allowing them to feel so, and there are others who feel like they have been marginalized. Some people don't want him close enough to the candidate, and so they are looking for their own candidate. They feel like they are not being utilized enough. They feel like they are not being trusted enough. And when people feel like that, and these are politicians, they will look for their own candidate. So the first person that they should be able to see as where the weak link is, in my view, is the person at the helm. And the person at the helm at this level is actually the presidential candidate, who is Dr. Fred Matiang'i. So it points out to his style of leadership. Because already Jubilee is quite a small entity. If you cannot keep everyone together, then we start wondering whether you can actually keep the country together. Yeah, that is very interesting, because I have also spoken to some people that know Jubilee very much. Yeah. And some of them say that Jubilee does not, because you say rightly so, that SG, our chair is not very good. Don't stop lean too much. You know, you are a man who has. So anyway, I was saying that if you look at Jubilee, a lot of people have told me that even though Matiang'i appears to be the presidential candidate of Jubilee, but Jubilee does not belong to him. Yeah. Okay, and so the fact that he is there just means that somebody has put him there. Yeah. And so there are several moving limbs of Jubilee. Yeah. Because you have said something that is very interesting that should be underlined, that he should generally be the person that is holding this team together. Yes. But if you see members of Jubilee Party that were very close to the original Jubilee, now tending to move away from Matiang'i and following other factions such as Linda Mwananchi, then the question is, Mr. Mdalo, who then is the leader of these other ones that are going away and doing other things on the sidelines? Okay, and so it appears to me that while we are in this house, I should be the owner of this house, but somebody's on top of the sofa with shoes, but I can't tell them to lower their legs. You understand? So then the house then is not mine. Yes. Correct? Yes. And you have seen Morara. Who sends Morara to say those things? I don't know who sends Morara, but what I understand from Morara's perspective is that Morara is playing local politics. Morara is simply being a selfish politician whose interest is not more in Matiang'i being president, but in him being MP. Okay. And that's why he wants to appear to be the one fighting for Matiang'i the most, to the benefit of his people in Kisii. So that when they look at it from the optics, they feel like this is the guy who is championing this. But whereas it might work for his seat, it might be a very big disservice to the rest of the party. Morara is barely a few days old in the party. And when you go to a new place, it's important for you to first of all learn the table manners, learn the people, get to understand them, get to know how things are done. I think they were very gracious to him even when he was attending their initial meetings in Kiambu. And my colleague Angel Mbudia, who is the current chair of the Youth League, was able to, she graciously welcomed him. He was able to address the people. So he needed to take time to at least understand the people, understand the party. Remember, he's coming from a history of having attacked Matiang'i the most. He's one of the people who said that Matiang'i is the worst person to become Kenya's president. So he can't now come and purport to be the one who wants to clean the house. It would be important for him to probably sit from the outside, observe, and tell guys, I can see that there's some dirt here. Why can't you guys clean it up? Remember, there is political parties are there are people who are more members than others.
Okay.
And when you look at, for instance, a party like ODM, yes, they will say they have 6 million members and all that, but we all know that a member like Junet Mohammed is more member than some other members. So in a party like Jubilee, we have people that you must also keep some caution with, like people like Pauline Njoroge. I personally found her in Jubilee. We have gentlemen like Joseph Kagia. I found them in Jubilee. So when they speak, you must be able to be careful and say, wait a minute, why are they reading from a different script? Why can't we be able to, you can't just dismiss them. You have to, first of all, you must ask yourself, where are they getting their legitimacy to speak? Because these are people who have...
Or where are they getting the legitimacy to go to Kisii for a rally that is not necessarily theirs?
Exactly, and go with a lot of gusto, and they are not apologetic about it.
Yeah.
When it happens once, you can say it's a mistake. For instance, when my sister Pauline Njoroge was declaring Kalonzo in somewhere in in a rally somewhere in Machakos.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah, but we had that conversation here. That was when they had the Linda Mwananchi rally in Machakos, and she said the ticket should be Kalonzo and Sifuna. You could let it pass and say probably it was the heat of the moment, and it was Machakos, and she needed something nice to say to the people of Ukambani.
Yeah.
But when it happens the second time, and then the third time, then you know that that's an intentional statement. And if that's an intentional statement, and this is a solid member of the party, and not just a solid member of the party, she sits on the National Executive Committee of the party, then it should worry you that she's not just speaking her words. Probably she's speaking words that come from way above. Because have you seen her being reprimanded? She has not been called for any disciplinary action from the party. She has not been summoned to the management committee for anything. Literally nothing. Meaning the party is comfortable with it. Because when Morara speaks, he does not speak for the party. Morara speaks his own opinion because he's just a member.
He's just a member, yeah.
When a NEC member speaks the position of the party or otherwise.
But then you again see Kioni at Spice FM struggling to support Matiang'i.
Yes.
So then what is going on?
And those I told you, they are fragments. And you can see the people that you are mentioning. When you look at Jeremiah Kioni, he sounds more like, most of the time, even in his support, he sounds more in praise and in admiration of Gachagua than his own presidential candidate.
Yeah.
That should be able to show you that there is actually a leadership problem. And that's why everyone can be able to go out and say anything that they actually
Why, for example, would Kioni tend towards Gachagua at this time? Well, we know that he's been a very good friend of Uhuru Kenyatta. And he was a very powerful member of Uhuru. By the way, why is he all over the media houses? While when they were ruling for 10 years, he never showed up at any media house. Why is Kioni all over the place right now? What is going on?
Everyone is busy trying to appease the boss that can be able to lead them to the next office. And most of the people today are not in the business, especially anyone who is running for office. They are not in the main business of ensuring that you become president. It's not their main priority. Politicians are selfish by nature, and self-preservation is always their first instinct. So Morara is trying to become MP of Borabu.
Okay.
And one of the formulas is by looking like he supports Matiang'i. So that appeals to the local.
What does Kioni want?
When you look at Kioni is running for MP. I forget the name, isn't Daragwa? And there he knows that it's at the heart of the mountain.
I see.
And one of the, if not one of, maybe the political supremo within that now is Gachagua. So he wants to be in Gachagua's safe corner.
A difficult position he finds himself.
Exactly, and that's why, even when you listen to him, he conclusively tries to say that he wants to protect Matiang'i. But if that interview is 40 minutes, he will spend about 38 minutes laying a lot of praise and admiration to Gachagua. You remember at one time he said that Gachagua has done in 2-3 months what Raila had not done for over 30 years. Remember one he said that.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's a person trying to ensure that his admiration is at the right place, not for the interest of everyone else, but everyone is doing self-preservation. This one wants to become a member of parliament, this one wants to become a member of parliament, and so their interests are in that line.
And then,
but even as it stands like that, because again, as I told you, politicians always play the
and at this point, I want to tell the SG that we have not forgotten about you.
No,
house cleaning. The house cleaning will be back.
But I'm good.
You are good. Okay, that's thank you very much for understanding.
So even as it happens that way, remember, Jagero, politicians are not children that you put in a room and decide for them what they do. No, they will always want to self-preserve. So what, in the midst of all that, the weakest link still remains Honorable Fred Matiang'i, because he is the presidential candidate. It is his duty to ensure that his arsenal and his troops are in order. But when he reduces that to these fragmentations, the first person it affects is, in fact, himself more than anyone else.
My biggest,
so it is his biggest responsibility.
My biggest problem, and why I stutter when we talk about the strength of Matiang'i, is that it looks to me like Jubilee Party is now is like a team, such as Real Madrid. What is happening at Real Madrid is that you can be a very good coach who is coming to Real Madrid, but there is Mbappe, who is bigger than the club, for example. You know, he is the one that everybody listens to. I remember a very important occasion where Real Madrid had been beaten in a game. And so, because Xabi Alonso, who is the coach and the manager and a sportsman, wanted to go and shake the hands of people that had beaten them, but Mbappe called the players, and embarrassed, the manager had to follow the players back to the player. So I see Matiang'i as a coach who is having players who are bigger than him. And so therefore, it is difficult to sort of blame him, because if he gets his claws out, somebody is going to tell them we have got a nail cutter. Remember, we have got a nail cutter. So then it is a catch-22.
I don't see it that way, Jagero. Because number one, I don't see any of those parts bigger than Matiang'i. Matiang'i is a person who has...
I mean the people that are sending them.
Yeah, but you see, I told you that at the end of the day, the person at the helm, when the burden of responsibility lays with someone, and that person is Matiang'i. And part of management is that you can speak to the troops that are being disorganized, or whoever you think is sending them, then you create order. It is your responsibility.
I like the last statement, that you go to the person that you think is sending them.
Then you just create order. You don't start also, because if we are to imagine that someone is sending them, then someone would also imagine that someone else has also sent Morara. Now it becomes, you are not creating any order. Now it's becoming an array of disorderliness and disorganization in the organization. What he is supposed to do is that he must be able to want to run Jubilee Party, because what I'm seeing is that he is running, what was the name of that party that he had before Jubilee? Is it UPIA? I think
UPIA.
I think he's running UPIA party inside Jubilee Party.
Oh!
Because you can be able to feel like most of the Jubilee people are saying, is it UPA, whichever the name is, are speaking a different language. And the ones speaking for him the most are not original members of Jubilee. So is that another party inside another political party? So for me, the buck stops with the person at the helm. And the person at the helm here is the person with the ambition to become president. And that should speak more to his style of management. You know, sometimes, Jagero, we have leaders who are very good subordinates. Extremely good subordinates. That when they are under authority, they will do a marvelous job. Maybe you'll even admire them. But when you put them to be at the helm of the authority, then you'll discover there's actually nothing they can organize by themselves.
Can't even organize CBC. Can we play that video? Can we play that video of Morara talking about Matiang'i in a negative way and then praising Matiang'i? We have it? Both of them together, or they're different? They're different. Let's play them, and then can we have this? Yeah. What? Okay. All right, as we wait for that video, I want to talk a little bit of what we are going to be discussing today, which is the cost of Kenya's election in 2027.
Yeah.
So what is happening today, people of the internet, is that the IEBC, Mr. Joachim, has escalated its 2027 budget request to 74.8 billion, which would make 2027 the most expensive election in Kenya's history. Because in 2013, we only had 25 billion. In 2017, ilikapanda na about 24 billion, putting it at 49 billion. Then in 2022, we had 44 billion. It comes down, all right? Then suddenly, Mr. Ethacon is saying that, look, we need 74.8 billion, all right? And then we have also some monies that the IEBC demands. Official IEBC nomination fees are trivial. So we have got, Matiang'i will have to pay 200,000 to be a presidential candidate if he's going to end up at the ballot. Ruto is going to pay the same. Then all the people that are, I didn't know about this until just recently, that actually payments are done to IEBC.
Yeah.
20,000 for an MP and 5,000 for an MCA. Okay? But according to the research we did,
20,000 for an MP, then 5,000
for an MCA. Are you looking at the video?
How much is the governor?
And then we have the research that we did was that for you to win as an MP, you need approximately 18 million for an MP.
On the lowest.
On the lowest, about 35.5 million for senator, Kenya shilling 600 million for a governor, and up to 4.3 billion for a presidential run. All right? And then there are several things that are very,
5
very...
million MP?
Yeah.
This is MP.
Yeah.
35 million Senate.
Yes.
Then governor.
Governor, you bid 600 million.
President is 4 million.
Okay. You ready? Okay, let's go.
Mi nauliza Fred Okengo Matiang'i. Watu wamesema tunataka Matiang'i, tunataka Matiang'i, tunataka Matiang'i, tunataka Matiang'i. Wewe ukiwa huko World Bank umesikia watu wamesema tunataka Matiang'i. Umeamua wache ukuja Kenya ujaribu. Una land JKIA airport usiku. Why? Why are you landing at night? Mtu yote ambaye anaelewa siasa anajua kwamba siasa is all about perception, impact and visibility. So ungeenda hata Dar es Salaam airport uchelewe, ama Addis Ababa airport uchelewe ukuje mchana vile baba alikuwa na arrive mchana. Yes, flight yako inaweza kuwa ilikuwa ina land usiku. But mbona usipige raundi kidogo? Aya. Umefika. Ni usiku. Mbona ni Wakisii ndo wanakureceive peke yake kwa airport? Umekuja kuwa national leader. Why is it that the only people receiving you at the airport ni kina Glory Oruoba, Richard Onyonka, ni Wakisii? So how do you expect to relate with other communities? Okay, umereceiviwa kwa airport. First rally, mbona unafanya first rally Kisii? So ungefanya hata central place kama Kamukunji Grounds ama Afraha Stadium so that you bring out the picture of a national leader. Unaenda kufanya rally ya kwanza Kisii. Kisii County plus Nyamira County iko na 700,000 votes. Unajua hizo ni votes za county moja pekee in Central. So una expect kura ya Wakenya wengine wa Bungoma, Kwale, Wajia, Murang'a itoke wapi kama rally yako ya kwanza ni Kisii? How do they feel part of your campaign? Kitu ingine. Mimi nimekataa mambo ya tribal politics na tribal kingpins. Lakini mimi kukataa imanishi wa Kenya wamekataa. Wakenya wanataka hiyo siasa. That's what they want. So Mulilia Wembe mpe, wanataka hiyo siasa. So community yako imekupenda. Wakisi wamesema wewe ndio kingpin wetu. Sasa mbona ukose political party? Mimi Morara naweza kosa political party because a political party costs about 10 million to buy one. Mbona wewe usinunue? Wewe hujakosa pesa. Why would you go to Jubilee? Jubilee ni chama kama KANU, kama PNU. A party that has ruled, watu wakaona uongozi yake wakachoka nayo. Unafikiria kuna Mkenya tu, except Mkenya wa Kisii ama Nyamira, anaweza enda kwa debe kupigia Jubilee party? Uhuru aliingia akapata deni yetu kwa 1.8 trillion. Amewacha ikiwa 9 trillion. Dola ikiwa 160. You expect people really to vote in your favor because of Uhuru? Do you know Raila lost because of Uhuru? Aya, kwa hiyo chama mahali umeingia.
I didn't hear that. All right, great. So the reason why we have played those videos is the embarrassing nature of politics.
Yes.
You know, and I don't know, Mr. Joachim, when you hear Morara speaking from both ends of his mouth like that, I imagine, is that how you're going to speak against Wanjigi when you finally cross to UDA?
Mimi, I have told you several times.
Okay.
That I cannot join UDA.
Okay.
Hiyo nayo toa kabisa.
Bwana, sasa you want to say that you're a different human being from all the others that we have seen.
So what do I tell people when I come here and I am in UDA?
You will probably not come here.
So why should I join a party that will prevent me from enjoying myself? Because sometimes I come here for leisure.
Mambo ni mingi. Tuseme tu mambo ni mingi. But anyway, speak to what do you think about this? Especially as a Gen Z, I know Morara is sitting at the border of Gen Z and Millennium, but still Gen Z. And I wonder this, because I thought that the young people, when they agreed that something is wrong, it is wrong all the way. But and this is what I was talking to Mr. Mundalo about, that a lot of these young men are changing lanes every day. And they are not afraid of, you know, when there is a Grand Prix and somebody just comes with a can anakuchota na kwa hewa na unaenda huko kabisa. Umeona vile Morara anachota kina Pauline Njoroge? In a Grand Prix like this, what is going on? What do you think is going on with siasa?
Siasa ni noma. Kwa sababu. But I think at some point Morara had carved a niche for himself.
Yeah.
That he could win in even Nairobi without being allied to anyone. Just his own posture and everything. I don't know what makes him feel so compelled to play the game he has spent most of his time in the limelight. How do I call it? Commenting bad about. Because tribal politics is what Morala has spoken against for a very long time.
Yeah.
And today, seeing him say Matiang'i is the best, it is something very big because...
It is something very big.
Yeah, because you see the video you've played, it's not a very old video.
Yes.
It's a video that was there just a few months ago when Matiang'i came at night. I also asked that question.
Why Matiang'i was coming at night?
I think he also read my post on Facebook when I said that, why are you arriving in Kenya usiku na unaenda kufanya rally kwenu mahali watu washakubali kwamba wewe ni wetu? Why are you going there? So you go and campaign in Oloitoktok where they are waiting to hear from you. But now, just as Mundalo said, maybe he feels that he has to speak for Matiang'i to be elected in Borabu. So it's not about Matiang'i's competence. It's about Morara's election as member of parliament. So, and that's why I tell you every day that voters should be very selfish with their vote. Because in most cases, we the politicians are very selfish. So when you see my brother Morara speaking about Matiang'i being the most qualified candidate, I wonder at what time did he become qualified to him? Because for a very long time we know he called Jubilee a party like KANU, a party that has ruled and cannot be taken seriously. So, and I agree with him when he says that it's like the lady you impregnated and left her to suffer with a kid. So 5 years later, you want to come and tell that lady that I'm now changed. Give me a chance again. You see, this lady will remember the hardship she's gone through because of your absenteeism as a father.
Yeah.
And this is the case with Morara's party today. The party that has been very absent. When we talk about Odia's death every day, who started it? It's them. So it's about Morara's interest. And I don't think he has to shout about Matiang'i. Morara can win that seat without shouting about Matiang'i. He can win it. It's Morara Kebaso. That's what can win him the seat.
Not Fred Matiang'i.
Yes.
But also what I don't understand, Mr. Mundalo, is how powerful Matiang'i is in Kisii.
As it stands now, Jagero, because of the fact that Matiang'i is poised as a presidential candidate, and probably the second one after Nyachai, to be a serious presidential candidate or a perceived serious presidential candidate from the Kisii region, there would be that element of people would want to really rally behind him. People would be excited around that name. And that's why you can see people like Morara wanting to really be associated. That's why you have seen almost many of the Kisii parliamentarians really want to be associated, because it would not look good for them on the ground when they appear to be against one of their own. Regardless of whether that person wins or not, it's just about, it looks like the right thing to do in terms of political perception. Now, when you look at what Morara said, in that clip, Morara, one, said Jubilee is a dead party. Two, he said Jubilee is a party that no one should be thinking about in terms of running for president. Three, he said that why did Matiang'i have to be received by Kisii? And why did he go to do his first rally in Kisii? Now, you quickly move forward, Jagero, and today, Morara now joins the list of Kisiis who are the only people defending Matiang'i. So what he was saying before, he is now the one executing it. Because now you're in Jubilee Party that has very many people across the country, and majority from Mount Kenya. But how come Matiang'i's biggest defense force is now Kisii, including himself now as a Kisii? Who are the people that defend Matiang'i the most? It is Anthony Kibagendi, Gloria Oruoba, and now Morara. So he is joining the bandwagon of people who are reducing Matiang'i into the Kisii leader that he was against when he spoke to first. And the reason all of them are reducing him to a Kisii kingpin and a Kisii leader is not because of the interests and they have for Matiang'i. It's because of the interest they have for themselves. They're interested in their seats. If that name can help them get to parliament, they don't care where Matiang'i ends up. And maybe let me just be more candid, Jagero, and tell you what I think is the biggest dilemma in this political party called Jubilee. I think Fred Matiang'i came and was endorsed as a presidential candidate and made deputy party leader of Jubilee. But I think his candidature as a presidential candidate of Jubilee ended on the day President Uhuru Kenyatta installed Kalonzo Musyoka as the party leader of Azimio. Because Azimio is an assembly of political parties, Jubilee included. So if he has installed as the chairman of Azimio, he has installed Kalonzo as the party leader, the constitution of Azimio says that the presidential candidate of Azimio will be the party leader of Azimio. So essentially, President Uhuru Kenyatta said Kalonzo is the presidential candidate of Azimio. And if Kalonzo is the presidential candidate of Azimio, and Jubilee is a party inside Azimio, then it simply means Jubilee has no presidential candidate.
And this is why Pauline Njoroge could go to Machakos and announce this without fear.
Without fear, and that's why there would be no repercussions to it, because it is the decision that has been reached, it's just the decision that has not been announced. Yeah, and maybe the ones who are still struggling in the push-up for Matiang'i are the ones who are still members of the political party. They might even be holding titles in that political party, but they don't get near the sitting room of the political party. They are still at the cuppa.
But then, before we move to Gachagwa's letter, a task letter that he has written to the IEBC, I don't know if you've seen it. There's a task letter that was written 1 hour ago.
Oh, I've not seen it.
I think you've not seen it, but you can, if you quickly go to his page, you will see that letter that is written to IEBC. But the other question, the last question I want to ask you about the whole thing, the whole Jubilee issue, is that, okay, so now we have Kalonzo Musyoka sitting at the other end of the corner. Then we have Uhuru on the other end of the corner. And then we have Kalonzo on the other end of the corner. And Kalonzo also has Wiper. All right? So then why, if you were asked to whisper, then you would say that Kalonzo, what do you tell Mr. Fred Okengo Matiang'i in a dark room where nobody's listening?
In a dark room?
Where nobody's listening. You're just alone.
You are on your
under
own.
the stars.
You are on your own.
Yeah.
You are on your own.
You are on your own.
You are on your own.
You see, people have not realized how heavy it is to be president. And they think that the things we see out here is what determines. You can imagine how heavy Baba was.
Yeah, and he didn't become.
And always use Baba's weight
as
measuring. A standard measure. That however sweeping he was, he really struggled. The 2 times that it's clear he won, but he didn't become 2007 and 2017. 2013 and 2022 is highly contested.
Yeah.
So that's Baba for you. Some people in Turkana do not know Baba died. I can tell you for sure. You saw that video of a Maasai, some Maasai guy in a car. So he was asking the Maasai people who were passing by the road who they will vote for as president. So akauliza mmoja akasema mimi nitapigia mzee. So mzee nani? Akauliza mzee mgani? Akasema ile Jaluo ile. Ile Jaluo ile. Akaambiwa mzee hayuko. Ilienda wapi? Ilienda wapi hiyo mzee? Ilienda wapi? Hadi alikufa. Ai, sasa nitapigia nani? Akaulizwa utapigia Gachagua, akasema huyo ni nani? Hajui. Oh my goodness. So when I see people here, they are talking about being president. If we say now Matiang'i is going to be president, what does it take? Now let us look at his candidate. The most votes he will get from his own community, if we go by what people say that Kenya is tribal, is 900,000 votes. If he gets nearly 90% of it.
And that will have pushed it to the edge.
Edge
completely.
So
you're to the man.
To the man, and all of them have turned out.
He has swept the entire mountain.
And they have all turned out.
They have all turned out.
Yes.
There is no apathy.
There is no apathy.
So, the most Matiang'i can do, let's give him $1 million. That's the number he can actually bring to the table using tribal arithmetics.
Okay.
Now, the next thing is how do you get Mount Kenya votes? How do you get Western people votes? How do you get the cost? How do you go to Maralal up there and campaign and win the vote there? So the kickstart, your basket, what you start with, is how many votes? 1 million. So let's
if they are voting to the man.
Yes.
If it doesn't rain.
Yes.
Thoroughly in that mountain.
So let's give him a deputy president. A candidate, a deputy. Let's say now, people are saying Sifuna. Let's give him Sifuna.
Okay.
This is for argument's sake. And going with tribal arithmetics. Lawyers wakisikia Sifuna and deputy president, they will give him around 2 million.
2 million?
Yes.
Kwani, how many are lawyers?
Lawyers are very many, but they don't register.
So how will they give him 2 million?
That's the most they can get. They'll give him 2 million. So the biggest problem is actually Western. It's not that they don't have votes, they have a lot. Not unless they change this time. Because if they decide, they can produce 4-5 million. But the most they can do, given the standard that we have seen in the past, is 2 million. So how many do you have? 3. A ticket. If it's William Ruto, how many does he begin with? Kalenjin land gives him how many?
1.9, 1.8.
Yes, around there. Luo Nyanza, so I have seen a good number of people. They have decided in this election, they will not be thinking. They will just vote. So they can give him around 1.5 million.
No, 1.5 ni mingi. Put your 9 and 9. It's just about Matiang'i's number. Just about Matiang'i's number. 900.
Give him a million. So the contest will be in the mountain. The mountain brings...
Kindiki anaweza patia yeye 600, 1 million. I don't know. But East, I hear they are going to give Ruto some serious votes.
They will not.
They will. They will.
You know, in that...
I mean, yes.
These people.
I think that...
I can tell you.
I think that Kikuyu is no longer one mountain. I think something has given.
That is true.
Something has given. I have a feeling that nyinyi wa Kikuyu mumedanganya ile ingine ya East.
The only person shouting like that, and it's not the first time. It's CS Ruku.
CS Ruku.
The head of public service. CS for public service.
But you see, Joachim, CS, how you know that a constituency is consolidated is you look at its leaders.
Okay.
So far, when you look at the leaders from Mount Kenya East,
okay,
they would have their squabbles internally, but they have retained the position of having one voice nationally. Okay. You are not seeing squabbles within Mount Kenya East in terms of the governors are disagreeing or the MPs and whatever. So far, Professor Kithure Kindiki has been able to consolidate all his leaders from Mount Kenya East are speaking one language. That shows you that those votes will be delivered man to the man. To President William Ruto. When you look at the Kisii region that Joachim was very generous in giving Matiang'i 1 million votes, this region so far, as it stands now, remember the region has about 13 constituencies. With 13 constituencies, they have about 5 UDA MPs. Those UDA MPs have not yet decamped. They have not gone anywhere. And you cannot be able to wish away their influence. And you're not even sure whether they will remain 5 or they will even increase as we move towards the next election. So if you are even to just go by the numbers they have today of those 5 members of parliament that they have today, that's a substantive amount of vote that you have already gotten out of Matiang'i. Remember again, Matiang'i comes from Nyamira, not Kisii. And Nyamira is the smaller size because it has 4 constituencies. Only.
Nyamira County.
Nyamira County only has 4 constituencies. So he also comes from the more little part of the Kisii region. So it would be very generous, as Joachim put in terms of he gave him 1 million votes. That's extremely generous. I doubt whether Matiang'i has gotten to the political brand that Musalia Mudavadi has. I doubt. But when Musalia Mudavadi ran for president, the highest he ever garnered, I think, was 500,000 votes.
Yeah.
So that is how the seriousness that comes with running for presidency. Presidency is not just about Nairobi excitement and all that. It's the way Joachim says, it calls for a lot of infrastructure. It calls for a lot for you to actually put up a presidential campaign.
I have been in rooms for a very long time. I have played roadside politics.
Okay.
But this position of SJ has put me in some deep ends.
Okay.
And I have had discussions
Okay.
that are privileged.
Okay.
It's not easy, ndugu yangu. Calculations on the table. If the numbers don't make sense on the table, don't be fooled.
You are not going anywhere.
Yes, you are not. And that's why.
And that further reinforces what Mr. Mundalo has always said about Matiang'i. Because some people somewhere are realizing that, look, you've got very little, and so we cannot...
Again,
we cannot
I told you, next year by January, some of the names we have discussed here as candidates will not be there anymore. We'll be discussing completely different names.
I believe you.
Because at the end of the day...
Is this something that was discussed in Wamunyoro recently when your boss showed up there?
No. I'm just using my own...
imagination.
Yes.
Okay.
Because when we sit on the table...
He's so cagey about that.
The moment you talk to this gentleman about Wanjigi going to... He gets...
I think we should discuss
what is going on?
No, you discuss in my absence.
Because we
So, the day I'm not here, you can discuss it.
Okay.
So, when we are seated on the table, that's why discussions about who becomes president are usually very brutal. When you hear in 202 that people sat in Serena up to late midnight and they could not agree, if choosing William Ruto's deputy in the last election
was such a big deal,
blows, fist fights, imagine now you are choosing a president. Because now that is when people come with the bare knuckles.
Yeah, and they...
Wewe Jagero, naleta kura ngapi? What can you bring from Nyakachi? Unasema Nyakachi, mimi nitaleta 2,000,000. Anakuambia mimi niko hapa na 6,000,000. So I can divide those votes by 3 and I can still beat you. That's done. Now, how do we compare? How much do you have? Unajua ni kwa nini Kalonzo Wanga anataka kulia kiimagine Raila vile alimfanyisha interview.
That was bad. I think that was very demeaning. I think that was the lowest point of Kalonzo's politics.
What happened, bro? Remind me of what happened.
No, Kalonzo was subjected to an interview.
Was subjected to an interview?
Yeah, an
Yes,
interview
to become
deputy president of Raila Odinga. Remember the interview had him, Sabina Chege, Peter Kenneth,
yes,
and others.
Was it streamed live to the people?
No, it
was here at Serena.
No, it was actually televised.
It was televised.
Was it televised?
No, it was not.
It was
here at Serena.
But how? But
no, they just televised them walking in. And all that, but they never televised.
The media was after.
Yeah.
But what was in the room?
Yeah.
Dugu, when you are sitting like this, Raila asks you, "Una pesa ngapi?" Nasema 1 billion. Sasa mimi niko na 6. Na najua mahali ingine ya kutoa 6. So ako na 12. You have 1. How do you convince him that he should be stepping down on your behalf?
Because that conversation about facts is not about love.
The campaign language can only be used on the press statement after that meeting. In that room, it's not campaign. It's proof that you actually are able. In 202, Amalwa Kijana was the most eloquent. most likable.
Lakini yeye ndo wa kwanza kusema I will agree with anybody that is fronted.
He saw the threshold. He was the most likable man. How could you hate Wamalwa Kijana? With what reason? The guy loves cartoon. Speaks very softly.
A teddy bear.
Hey, the guy was just... He could go anywhere and campaign, but he was not picked up.
Do you think that he was a Sifuna then?
I'm not saying anything.
Whisper to me. There is nobody listening.
I got 600 people are watching.
No, but they're not hearing now.
They are hearing. So,
are you a coward?
No, I'm not. That's why I'm saying these things. It's not easy to say these things I'm saying.
But then I'm asking you, do you think that Wamalo Kenyan in 2002 was Sifuna in 2026? I mean, what goes around comes around.
The more things change,
tell me
the
yes.
more they remain
Tell me
the
you
same.
think.
You will find a yes or no as we continue. But
I will ask Mundalo, you coward.
Jagero, when in that room, now assume you are competing against a candidate from Mount Kenya.
Yeah.
And you come from where I come from.
Yeah.
So, when you raise 1 million shillings as an individual candidate, where you come from, how much can they raise for you?
I should have asked Kudhiambo that question.
In a basket.
Kuja na potatoes in a sack.
And
anaweka jina sema sisi nitasimamia chai.
You are competing a candidate who has numbers in terms of actual vote. He can tell you I can bring a solid 5 million vote.
Yeah.
This candidate has more money than you.
Yeah.
By a lot.
By a lot. And you have actually campaigned once or twice on his money.
On his money.
Yes.
Ile pesa unapiga nayo kierere huko nje ni yake.
Anakuambia mimi niko na 5 million and I can put here 10 billion cash. And we are the ones running for this. You see, however much you are loved out here, you will still be the one coming and telling the press conference, because you are the one with the good mouth, that this one is the one we have chosen.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Because wewe ndo kijana wa Malwa.
Yes.
Lakini
look at Wamalwa kijana's speech in Western Kenya.
What did he say? What did he say? Tell us. Humor us, brother. What did he say?
Yeah?
What did he say?
Alisema mimi ninajua. I can be the best president Kenya will ever have.
Yeah.
But lakini kwa sababu ya nyinyi walalahoi, nyinyi ambao mmesoma kupindukia na hamuna kazi, yule ambaye atatunukiwa nafasi hiyo, mimi nitamsupport. Why do you think? Okay, Wamalwa was a very generous man. But that's more than generosity. It means that
that is raising a white flag.
That your elasticity has come to the limit. You can't stretch more than that.
If you stretch inarudi kwa uso yako.
Yes. Inakatika katikati, so unaharibu. So know your limit. You the most eloquent will be the one who is coming out here and say, Sisi, we have agreed unanimously that Jagero is our candidate.
Lakini kwa roho yako unajua,
it doesn't matter if Jagero is a stammerer. He has a bad face, but he's the one we are fronting. Because without him stammering in that room, you can't move one campaign.
Oh my goodness. Those are very bad truths and very embarrassing facts. How embarrassing can it get?
It is the political reality. Because at the end of the day, when people are making those decisions in those rooms, it becomes less about political euphoria outside here and the excitement outside here. It boils down to the facts of what are your numbers. Actually, just the two questions. It's what are your numbers and how much money can you be able to put together for us to run a campaign. So for as long as you cannot be able to answer these questions either by yourself or by the people around you, it becomes difficult for you to actually be fronted as a presidential candidate. And also these presidential candidates have a lot of personal interests. That's why I've always told you that we will end up with the three of them in that opposition who will actually run for office.
Because they are not going to agree at all.
Because they will not agree. They will not agree because at the end of the day, we have people who will not win that debate at the boardroom level because they will not have the numbers and they will not have the money. But they will have something that they are pushing which is personal, which is an ambition to be able to become a center of conversation around the presidency, maybe in a 10-year gap. And so they would want to start their rehearsals today. So their interest will not be on who becomes president. It will be in how do I start making and building my name. The same thing like how Kibaki ran for office in 1992. It was not about the agreement of the opposition.
In 97.
Yeah. It was more about, Kibaki was more interested in him starting to put up building blocks for him to run in 2002. So the same thing will happen today.
Yeah.
So opposition will settle on someone. Probably they will be able to put together, I told you, Kalonzo is now the Azimio guy, and he's the oldest among them, and probably he has a few friends here and there who can help him put together some money here and there. And also
he destroyed that. Let me tell you how he destroyed.
I'm trying to be very lenient. Today,
but now
this guy has rolled his sleeves. He has finished with Sifuna. Now he's coming for.
It is a year to elections. The time for cosmetics is over.
Yes.
Kalonzo held a fundraiser. The other day, he raised 9 million. A presidential candidate raising 9 million.
When?
It's actually
that
true.
is bad news.
And he went about it even so badly, the way they did
Why
it.
are you
the amount
holding
of
a
money,
fundraiser more than a year to election? Why?
and raising 9 million.
And you are raising 9 million.
Why did you...
pesa yenye Joakim sahi nikiitisha press and tapata 20 million. If I call for a fundraiser, I'll get more than what Kalonzo got. A presidential candidate.
But he has one advantage, Joakim. His advantage is that he is in the pack that he belongs to today. He's first among equals in terms of one, his age. And apart from his age, his character. You know, sometimes your weak character can also be helpful sometimes.
Yeah.
And so because of his character, we have more people who are more interested in, they will feel more comfortable with him than with another person. Because person like Rigathi Gachagua, in the event he's not running, he wants to have a candidate he can control. He wants to have a candidate who is a bit weak, who can be threatened, who you can be able to say, when he takes something to parliament, you can say you are the one who has the numbers, he doesn't have the numbers. Now that person for him becomes Kalonzo Musyoka. You look at it, even the former president is more comfortable with Kalonzo Musyoka because he's more comrade. You know, he belongs to their generation of politics.
Mtu mwenye hawezi kimbia na nyama.
Exactly. He is a familiar face. So that is his advantage as it stands today. The only problem is whether he has the energy to put up a serious campaign against a political maverick like President William Ruto. And now, that brings to the second candidate will become Matiang'i. I foresee Matiang'i leaving Jubilee and becoming a presidential candidate under the then party that he formed just as we were headed to the last election.
Unakumbuka Nyachaya akisema watu wengi watu.
So I foresee him.
What?
wengi watu. Alikuwa anasema
what was the premise of his statement?
Alikuwa anasema ako na watu wanasema ana watu kwa nini? Na ako na watu.
Watu ni wengi.
Akisema watu, sema wengi
watu. Correct. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I foresee that one, Kalonzo will be fronted under that Azimio banner and under the banner of the older politicians who will want one of their own. That is JB Muturi, Eugene Wamalwa, Rigathi Gachagua, former president. Those ones will be very comfortable with a Kalonzo run. But that Kalonzo run will end up disadvantaging someone like Matiang'i, who is more interested in remaining Kisii Kingpin. And the only way he remains a kingpin is by him being a presidential candidate. Because the support he has in the region today is not anchored on anything. There is nothing he has done for them that they are pegging this support on. It's not like he has been building roads for them or he employed them. There's nothing like that. It is just pegged on the fact that we have someone who is actually running for president. So when he doesn't run, the support goes. So he has to run. So that is how he'll decamp from Jubilee, join another party, most probably the UPA party, and become a presidential candidate under that political party.
And why does he leave? Because he's frustrated with what has happened in those inner rooms that
he leaves because Jagero, he is a deputy party leader, so he's not a sole decision maker in the Jubilee party. And the Jubilee party is part of the Azimio. So when Azimio has a presidential candidate, that becomes the candidate of the coalition. Jubilee is one of those parties in the coalition.
And Matiang'i is not given the deputy presidential candidate.
That is in the rare event that he is given deputy, which I do not foresee.
Who do you foresee? Helping Kalonzo with this? And that comes from the mountain.
That now you can be able to see the first conversation we started with. The real people of Jubilee are busy talking about some Sifuna being the presidential candidate. In my view, this card is meant to make Sifuna the deputy of Kalonzo Musyoka.
Ndugu.
How does that make you feel, Safina?
You see, if it's about boardroom cooking, we are the masters. This one will tell you. We cooked things and Uhuru and Ruto became president. So just hold your horses. But I want to give you another standard that should tell you that being president is very heavy.
Okay.
Remember Ruto in 2013 and Uhuru in 2013. Who was heavier than the other?
Ruto.
Ruto was the hot cake. He had galvanized the region of Rift Valley.
Yes.
He was saying, at some point he had an interview with J.F. Koinange, and J.F. Koinange asked him if he's going to, he was the determinant of who becomes president, if him not being president. And at some point he said, akasema, mimi nilipanga maneno. Niliangalia hivi nikajipanga. He opted to be deputy for 10 years. Re-strategizing. The biggest constraint he had in 2013
was money.
Money.
Yeah.
He had to buy 10 years looking for cash. Even if you will bring some cash, I can be able to pull my own moves without you.
At least quarterly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can move across.
So Matiang'i only has the land's money.
So if this game is bigger than people can ever imagine. So by the time we are talking about a candidate in May next year, May, the team that will be moving across this country campaigning, it will be, we will have to call a very immediate emergency podcast to discuss the opposition's presidential ticket, because it will be.
But if you say that Ruto is a force to reckon with by 2010, but he goes down under and broods for 10 years, that's what you're saying.
Yes.
And get some money on his side. All right? And he approaches the 2022 election. And we also know, but that at the tail end of his campaign,
he didn't have anything.
He didn't have anything.
Yes. He was making calls around the year, frantically sending kina Murkomen.
To go okote.
Mpatie tu hapa 200 hata kama 200.
If I knew then I would have given Murkomen just 100,000. And right now Murkomen would be very thankful.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But then the question I was asking,
yes.
But then some people come just around now and they feel like they can just come and push somebody and shoulder somebody out.
You see,
it becomes difficult, right?
My biggest weakness is that I try to be very pragmatic and I pay attention. Never, there is a book I was reading, it's called Spiritual Attentiveness.
Okay.
That in the midst of noise, can you pay attention? Some of these statements being made by these seasoned politicians, they could be foolish, but don't take them for granted. These people own institutions. They own some of the things we depend on to win elections. So when they make some statements, if you disagree with them like I do, make very strategic moves. And I can tell you, the small, I have been in this thing less than a year. The lessons I have learned is...
Somebody has said that we have billions in Minnesota. You better watch. Utaweka kwa pallets.
Si mbaya, but you need to know that 54% of our GDP comes from here. Hawa watu wenye tunasema tunataka kupunish. The more than half of what the country gives is what they give. So they are most likely to decide who becomes president.
Okay.
So in these conversations,
Yeah.
People are free to have preferred candidates, but please, as the people, that candidate you are saying you want him on the ballot, give him whatever it takes to be a very strong candidate on that table where they decide who runs.
Yeah. That is very important because we are going to be looking at the numbers of what it costs to win an election.
Yes.
And that is coming next. But before that,
Yeah.
Matiang'i, Mr. Gachagua has written a task letter on the 14th of July 2026, about an hour ago, to the chairman. Mr. Chairman, I write to address you in my capacity as a leader in this country and in my civic duty as a responsible citizen. Take note that an election is more about the process than the outcome. Be further advised that the Kenya's electoral violence in 2007-2008 was a precursor of the process more than the outcome. As you are aware, and historically so, Gachagua writes very good English, right? Ama imeandikwa na nani?
Party leaders rarely write the letter.
Why should you subject a party leader to do that?
Okay, yeah, okay. It's very nice, well written. And historically so, your IEBC and predecessor commissions have been riddled in image and trust issues with Kenyans. Your commission is on a record high on low trust and image. From the outset, Kenyans hold the view that your commission and yourself are appendage and part of Mr. William Ruto. You openly biased, and so do you serve his political playbook. A very serious accusation. He further says that Kenyans have affirmed these with close reference to your open bias and selective justice to powerful individuals allied to William Ruto, while guillotining those of the opposition, put the constituencies of Malava and Bere North and Narok Town ward by elections of November 2025. Open voter bribery, police and goons violence, voter intimidation and bribery, and you remain silent, not a word of condemnation from your commission. Okay? So he says, take the following state officials who have openly been doing campaigns in Olkalau, and he lists all the cabinet secretaries, that is Alice Wahome, William Kabogo, Davis Chirchi, Rebecca Miano. He talks about principal secretaries, Nixon Korir, Alex Washira, Joseph Mbugua, Mary Mudhoni, and Wangombe. He finishes this letter by sounding a warning and saying that it's a very long letter. It is the longest letter I've seen somebody write. It's very long. He says that if the above matters take place, and of which they have begun to unfold, Kenyans will never trust you and your commission to run the 2027 elections. If you pronounce yourself on the above matters and deter their occurrence, that is your golden opportunity to win the trust of the people. If at all you are not party to the above issues and dismiss them, then it shall be taken as UDA party and the government of William Ruto bravado. Mr. Chairman, therefore, if you and your commission cannot carry an one ballot election in a one constituency, and you can only threaten to postpone or cancel it altogether, how do you convince 55 million Kenyans that on August 10th, 2027, you will carry out 6 ballot election in 290 constituencies across Kenya? He ends that letter and say that might you mess Olkalau, Kenyans will demand that you resign. All right. What do you think about that letter, Mr. Mundalo?
First of all, Jagero, when Rigathi Gachagua writes that letter, it is not a new thing. Most of the time we have seen such kind of letters from opposition leaders, especially when we are moving towards an election. Another thing you must be able to understand that Rigathi did not write those letters in all the other by-elections except Olkalau. Because Olkalau is very consequential to him. So he is preparing ground just in case he loses that election. He will have enough ground of excuse. So this is just a politician trying to lay down his litany of excuses so that just in case we lose, we have something to tell the people. Because this by-election is the one by-election where it tests his statement that he is actually locked up and is the owner of the mountain. And that is the reason why. So, and one of the problems, Jagero, is that politicians always think that their opinion becomes the opinion of Kenyans. And that's why you look at that letter and he appears to be He appears to be speaking to the rest of Kenyans. He appears to be saying that in the event anything happens, Kenyans will, because to him, his opinion is the representative of the rest of Kenyans. But yet, it's purely his opinion. But I also want you to take note of one thing in that letter, that he does not call himself the party leader of DCP. That confirms to what I've always told you, that he is not the party leader of DCP. So he actually avoids to say he's actually the party leader of DCP.
Yeah, he opens that letter very interestingly. I can go back and he's very interestingly. He says that he's just another Uhuru Jagero. Right, to address so you in my capacity as a leader.
You must take note of that. He just says he's a leader
in this country.
He knows very well.
In my civic duty as a responsible citizen.
Yeah, some people have always thought that is propaganda spewing, but he confirms it himself, because some people think I always say the wrong thing. But that is the truth, that he's actually not the party leader. Another thing that comes out in that letter is that in exercising politics, he accuses cabinet secretaries and PSs of having participated in the election. But look, he does not choose to take them to court. He does not choose to take them to do the right thing. He chooses to play politics with it. Okay? That is simply playing the political game. Because if you look at illegalities in an election, the first illegality actually is with DCP, because their chief campaigner is a member of UDA. That is the first illegality in the election. Because the chief campaigner of DCP is Senator Methu, who is a substantive senator of UDA. So if we are supposed to be observing the law, people, you can't have your cake and eat it. So if you want to really talk about legality and illegality, then we must be able to start there. So in my view, this letter is simply one of those other orchestras that people do when they are headed to the election and they are not too sure that they will win. And because you're not too sure that you will win, you start laying down an array of excuses for your people. But be that as it may, the IEBC must be able to know that it has a responsibility to not only provide a free and fair election, not just in Al-Kalau, but everywhere else, but also to be perceived to have provided a free and fair election. Yeah.
Okay, what do you think, Mr. Joachim? One of the things that I've realized, and I was telling somebody the other day, that when Ruto was campaigning in 2022, it's very interesting that he never spoke against IEBC.
He was speaking about it in a subterranean manner.
It is usually the language of losers, Jagero. When you see, anytime you see the person who holds the highest number of press conferences accusing referees, accusing and playing fall, and that's where we fell sometimes in Azimio. We complained too much.
You see, Mimi, as a person who is going to be in politics for a very long time, I try not to
complain too much.
To say people complaining are losers, because one day you will hold a presser genuinely saying you've been rigged out.
Yes.
And people will be like, see,
but why are you holding a press conference instead of going to litigate?
You need to tell people.
I said over complaining.
You need to tell people.
Because complaints exist, Jagero. And we have times when things have been done the wrong way. But you honestly cannot have 7 press conferences in one day. 7 press
complaining
conferences
about one thing.
About the same thing. 7 press conferences, a later press conference by people.
You see, don't be a person who speaks about things
all the time.
Yeah, don't be like that. What was kuzoee? Atasema, alafu inaisha hivyo, tunangojea useme ingine.
Inaisha
hivyo tena ingine. Say something accompanied by action. Yes, that's a good thing. But now, the letter, you see, the win in Al-Kalau is 50-50.
It's 50-50?
Yes, on both ends. But the government stands a bigger chance of doing things in their own favor. Because literally the whole government is in Al-Kalau. It's not a joke. DCP can spend approximately 60 million to win that seat, which the government is more able to spend twice that much. So that's why I'm saying 50-50.
Where I don't understand is that, okay, we have agreed that we don't like this guy. So if we all agree that we don't like Mudalo, then if he gets votes, then some people like him.
Have you seen what's happening in Al-Kalau?
What are they doing?
It's goodies after goodies after goodies. Umeona leo what they were given?
And this is
but isn't elections about giving goodies?
No.
Election
That is
what?
what they have made you believe.
Election is about persuasion, Jagero.
Persuasion.
That's not persuasion. That's coercion.
And
how?
That persuasion, Jagero.
Are they throwing them inside people's houses?
And remember, Jagero, there is one thing I keep telling these opposition leaders that they don't get. That when you convince the people, when you go to an election, you convince the people to a vote. And when you convince those people, they are alone in that booth. They can take the entire world and still vote for you. They can take whatever it is but still vote for you.
That's why I say,
in the event that you are accusing people that they have potential to be bought, that simply means that your agenda has not sunk deep enough.
Yes.
Because when your agenda has sunk deep enough,
yes,
and when those people actually love you enough and they believe in what you are doing, then nothing can actually buy them. So the truth is that government, when it's going for this by-election, government knows that politics is about winning the election. They will do everything to win the election. Because at the end of the day, it is he who wins that is declared. So at the end of the day, opposition must also be able to be ensuring that you win election. But this idea of coming up with excuses that goodies have been given.
Because ungangano, nyinyi hamna ungangano kama United Opposition.
It falls flat.
I started by saying,
nyinyi hamna ungangano.
I started by
watu
saying,
wako na njaa, mbona hamna ungangano?
Mbona watu wako njaa? That's the first question. That's why I started by saying 50-50. The first 50 is people can eat and decide to vote otherwise. The second 50 is that what they have eaten can influence them to vote otherwise. So it's a probability of half.
And it is that which you call coercion.
Yeah. Because
how does persuasion? Yes.
Persuasion is when I come here,
okay,
and I tell you I need a job. And I tell you my CV, my qualification, and you're like, I have enough stuff. Then I leave. Then tomorrow I come again and say, okay, I was here yesterday, but please consider me. I can make this be the biggest media house in Kenya. You're like, oh, no. I have enough stuff. Tomorrow then I come back and say, no, okay, I will volunteer for the last 2 months, for the first 2 months, work for free. Just allow me to work here. And you're like, no. Then the fourth day, I come back again and say, I have realized some of your machines are old. I can come with mine. Just allow me to work here. Now, that's not persuasion. I am now coercing you to do what I want.
Yeah, but why are you bending the knee?
Who is bending the knee?
See, who is being bothered. As a matter of fact, why are you opening the door?
It's even knocking alone.
Yeah.
And you realize that it's me who was here yesterday. It will bother you again. But
at the end of the day, we have to blame the person that has allowed the person to actually work. We cannot blame the person that keeps knocking. As a matter of fact, we can tell the soldier at the gate, this guy with a red sweater.
The person with the red sweater will keep on telling you that amekuja tena. Then tomorrow, boss, ule mtu uliniambia asiingie,
look,
amekuwa hapa leo.
I have an opinion that we are having a constituency. And this constituency has got several layers. Actually, not very many layers. So we have Kiaraho, correct? And then we have Mushina. These are people that are born in that place. These are people that have got a history of that place.
Yes.
Those people, and as a matter of fact, the gentleman for UDA has been the CDF chairperson.
For Kiaraho, yes.
For Kiaraho.
Yeah. Yes.
And I imagine that there are women and men that have gone to his home and have told them that, look, my child has not gone to school.
And he has given bursaries.
Yes, and he has given bursaries. And we have never had a complaints about him before. And now the people of Olkalau has this gentleman coming from the other side of the mountain and telling them that, look, I have a guy whose name is Kiaraho, that you must... Kamau.
John Kamau, yeah.
Yes, that you must now vote in. But then they're looking at it and saying, okay, now Mushina has been our man here. but it's also coming from, let's say, this other man that we don't like so much. All right? And then this Mr. Mushina, he's continuing the good that he has been doing. Apart from giving us bursaries, he's bringing us a few cylinders of gas. On top of the gas, a few bundles of unga. On top of that, they're giving us this and that. This is a man. What just amounts, a minute.
What amounts to voter bribery?
Just a minute.
What is voter bribery according to you?
Just a minute.
No,
I will land around voter bribery.
For his benefit.
So they're saying, okay, let us probably just wait for Ruto in 2027. We will punish him. But for now, let us allow this CDF maestro. Let us...
We continue eating.
Yes, let us give him.
You
okay, but we promise you come out. In the next election, we are with you. But for now,
let us eat.
Did you see the video? Did you see the photos that was put up by Raymond Omolo today on his Facebook account?
No.
You should see them.
He has posted the what?
He has posted the railway
in Olkala.
Oh.
Do you know that Raymond Omolo has become the biggest blogger for government?
Yeah, I think so.
By the time he finishes blogging,
have you seen those photos?
Goons will have taken over the country.
You're seeing the photos?
Yeah, I'm just seeing
They are beautiful photos from Olkalao. Olkalao look like the eastern side of Europe.
And
so by the time Raymond finishes posting those things,
wachana na hizo side shows.
No. Plus, this is a side show.
Joachim must understand.
Okay.
That
but can I also...
Raymond Omolo is a state officer. Part of the responsibility of all the state officers is to communicate what government is doing. Everyone should be doing that job, including the people in his Safina office. They should be communicating what they are doing. And Raymond is just trying to... I've always said that Raymond does both his work and the work of Isaac Mwaura, because I rarely see what Isaac Mwaura really does. But Raymond has put up the effective communication that most of us can actually see what is happening in government through his pages. So he can't be really castigated.
What is the key performance indicator for PS of Interior?
I think it is security.
So at the end of the day, you can't say I was posting. That's why goons took over.
Okay, and how do you explain the situation about the work on terrorism? We today, in previous regimes, we were able to see terrorism in Westgate. We have seen that. Under PS
so what has he done that has prevented terrorism? Is it because terrorists didn't come?
I don't know. We can always have a minute, Joachim. The banditry in Northeastern, it was always there.
Why you worked up?
No, Jagero. Let's say you have employed someone here because goons came last week.
Okay.
And today goons don't come.
Yes.
Can he come and say, I have managed to prevent goons from coming to All Saints? No.
Security,
because goons didn't come.
That is a very layman understanding of security. Because security starts at intelligence levels. And just because it did not happen, it does not mean, because the reason why we are safe here today, Jagero, is not because no one is attacking us. It might be because the ones who are attacking us have been arrested before they got here. So it starts at intelligence level, and that is what they do. So the terrorism that was in this country was rampant. It was crazy.
So the intelligence of Raymond has prevented
it. Number two, you are able to, intelligence not done necessarily by the PS. You see now, Joachim wants me to start educating him how security actually operates.
No.
Now look at the banditry that was in Northeastern. It was crazy until his friend became a governor, Natembeya. Natembeya actually became a governor on the account of being a celebrity by being on TV every day talking about the banditry that was not ending. Okay? And since then, I'm sure you don't even know the regional commissioner of Northeastern today. Why? Because that is a situation that has been contained. So security is not just, and remember he is a PS, internal security and administration.
Coordination,
and coordination of national government. So there is a lot that such people do. But back to our conversation about what was it about?
Yeah. We want to.
He found a very good place to run away and now discuss security matters. But let us stick to Olkalau.
For a minute before we go to the. We didn't come here to discuss Olkalau.
He does not. No, but
we came here to discuss what it takes for a person to win.
But you're not the host.
No, the thumbnail reads what? Why do you think we have 700,000 people?
So would you rather we go on quickly?
Yeah.
It's fine. I agree.
We are deviating.
You're a very funny guy. Okay, people of the internet, thank you very much. Again, we have got a lot of people commenting on the town hall there. So we have IEBC. So we are talking about the cost of election, and according to the research that we did, it looks like we are going to almost use a combined monetary value of about 300 billion to campaign for the 2027 elections. Now, IEBC wanted about 78 billion, right? Treasury allocated them 41.3 billion, about 55% of the request, leaving a shortfall of about 33 billion. And this is why Mundalo is saying that if they are not given the 33 billion, they cannot assure us over successful election.
Yes.
That's right? What they are saying.
Yes, they are saying that they will not assure us of an election if the money is not disbursed fully. So we have to come up with those. Because
74 point what?
And John Buddy actually complained, 74.8 billion. John Buddy complained to Capital FM on 18th July 2025, saying there are items like ballot boxes, surveillance equipment that are reusable. You don't have to buy everything fresh.
So I asked Alutalala.
Who is that?
The spokesperson for IEBC.
Okay.
We were in some event at JW Marriott.
Okay.
So they had asked for $1 billion for meals.
For meals, yes.
Yes. So I asked the question.
Okay.
Said,
and he got very mad.
Can you itemize for us
the 1 billion?
The 1 billion for meals.
Yeah.
Do you know he got angry?
Yeah, he got mad. I remember.
He got very mad. He didn't answer me. He told me we can't lecture him. The technical. He doesn't have to get into technicals. Okay.
Anna, Excel.
Yeah. So Ndugu, when you could just say, I do not have the figures.
Yeah.
The technical team will respond. That's all.
Yes.
But why should you get worked up?
And this is there is line items that we found out here. That is the poll worker wages is going to be 12 billion. KM's technology, hiyo badi ana complain you can reuse. Wanataka kutumia about 10 billion.
KM's technology.
Boundary.
So zile tulitumia walipeleka wapi?
Yes. They also want 7 billion to do boundary delimitation. They also want voter registration and biometrics they want to spend 2 to 6 to 7 billion on the same. They want to print ballot boxes for about 7 billion. And they want
7 billion. Ballot papers.
Yes. Me, I'm wondering what kind of ballot papers.
What material is a ballot paper?
I don't know.
When you read what they confirm, they say it is securitized.
Securitized. Magnetic field.
It has features that are more than the ones on our banknotes. You read the report. That's what they say.
So yes. Our legal tender
is they are gonna have.
Inferior.
After you voted it. After you voted, you can actually go and exchange it for 1,000 bob.
If you manage to get out of it with
yes. You can actually take it back to the printing firm and they'll give you 1,000 bob.
Plus again, most of those budgets when you look at
so when we talk about missing ballot papers,
yes.
Yeah.
That's 1,000 bobs gone.
Yeah.
Because it boils down to what is the cost per voter. Normally, that's how they look at the election.
Yeah.
And when you go to countries like India, the cost of election per voter is actually almost less than 100 Kenyan shillings. The cost of election per voter in Kenya is more than 2,000.
Yeah.
2,000 shillings. That's abnormally high. And my problem with the IEBC has always been that every time you ask IEBC about them justifying budgets,
they get angry.
They want to scare us with saying that in the event those budgets are tampered with,
we can't guarantee.
And even as this gentleman says that, I have a cost per voter across the world. Papua New Guinea is setting a record of 6,300 per voter. Kenya is coming second at 2,200.
Right.
India is coming at 1,600. Nigeria 1,000. UK 790. Tanzania 667. Uganda 517. Rwanda 136. India in 2014 was 94. That's what the gentleman was talking about. In Ghana, it is 9 shillings per voter.
Ghana ndio iko na hiyo pesa inaitwa kwacha.
You kwacha house.
And you see the biggest problem about all this, in my view, the first problem starts with us, the people. Because our level of trust in our election process ourselves is very dodgy. And that always provides a loophole for the IEBC to be able to create extraordinary budgets in the name of just give me a minute. And it will always be in the name of we are trying to provide watertight, ensuring that the election, because we can print these papers here. But the problem again,
but who do we give to?
Exactly, that's the problem.
See, kuna waindi hapa Mombasa road.
Unajua waindi ni wanani?
Safina party will not agree to those Indians.
You can imagine telling Raila that you're going to print along Mombasa road.
So sometimes again, we our level, because most of the countries that you'll see there that have a very low cost, one, they print themselves, they just print within the country, there is nothing. In fact, in one of the countries, I forget the name, they print at municipal level.
Yes.
You can imagine, Joachim, in Kenya, us printing ballot papers at, now that is a semblance of county level, like Bungoma will print their own.
Oh my God!
Papers. Kisumu County will print their own. The other counties they will print their own.
There is a very good print at Kibuye in Kisumu.
Yeah, so
that's where we will print.
We will print those ones now. For
who
Kisumu,
owns that printer?
Catholic Church.
Yeah. But now for Kenyans, we will start asking, the question is asking, one, who owns the church? When you say that, who owns the printer, when you say Catholic Church, they ask, who is in charge of that particular parish? What is his tribe? Yeah, and the question is, has he printed before? We become super complicated. So whereas our costs are, I have always faulted and said the costs of election in Kenya is abnormally high.
This is really because public communication and civic education is put at almost 2 billion.
Yeah, and where do we see it?
The reason why we can't believe in our electoral system.
Yeah.
Look at how we have managed the past. We have.
You have the things.
We have a whole post-election violence on our hands because of how we managed elections.
Yeah.
We have had the courts annulling elections. We have had head of IT dying mysteriously a week to an election.
But the question is that you see. I think a paper does not save you.
It doesn't, and that's
a paper does not save you.
That's the argument. Because
no, I am not justifying the paper.
It is about.
I am just responding to my brother saying that we are the ones giving IEBC to quote humongous amounts of money so that they bring water title, let's do whatever. But we can't help but doubt IEBC. Because every time
you see now meals on election day is unexplained and excessive at 1.1 billion.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are they eating?
I'm wondering. What are they eating? But now there is a historical. The historical staircase of this thing is that in 2013 we used only 25 billion. In 2017 it jumped more than twofold.
Yeah.
To 49 billion. In 2022 it goes back to 44 billion. Then Ethicon comes back and says, no. He tells Mbadi that Mbadi, this thing is not possible. They do it almost twice the amount.
I think IEBC should itemize their budget and make it public.
You really can't just tell us food.
Yeah. Food, a billion. Can you tell us? Wacha kutuma huyu alutalala anakasirikia sisi. You see, Mimi naambianga watu kama
What about...
Yeah,
what about,
one ballot has 11 security features,
Yeah, I told you.
making it even more secure than our current currency notes.
Yeah.
We have the capability of having the ballot papers printed locally at a discounted rate, but because we do not trust ourselves, foreign companies are coming. That is Daktari Ethicon talking about trust deficit. So this is the question that is going on here. All right, you can look at the 4th December 22 by elections was done at almost $500 million. Bungoma Senate at 233 million. Elgeyo Marakwet 144 billion. Kandara at 50 million. Garissa Township at 50 million. All right, so cumulatively cabinet appointment driven by elections. Skia cabinet.
appointments? It's really about 500.
So we lost almost $1 billion because we took MPs to be cabinet ministers.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. The 27th November 2025 by elections were 24 electoral areas were allocated 1.4 billion. All right.
Yes.
So those are extremely big expenditures. Okay. So this is where Mundalo comes in. What it costs to run as an individual. We Joakim, wewe uko na kierere hapa kama ya Irungu Kanata unataka kukuwa senator hapa Nairobi. Umesikia? So the average amount of money is almost 36 million to run as a senator. Women rep, you need about 25 million. MP or National Assembly is 18 million. MCA is 3.1. An MCA that would later come and earn 128,000 per month is using 3.1 million to campaign. But then this research says that these are very low figures on the floor.
Extremely.
So the question I want to ask Mundalo, how does an MP, where does an MP take 20 million? Because a governor is supposed to spend on the floor 600 million. And this is a rural budget.
Yeah.
It's not a town.
Yeah.
And then the president is supposed to, Matiang'i, is supposed to come up with 5 billion on the floor. Nakumbuka mtu akiniambia mambo ya Sky Team. Ni wewe. Tell the people of the internet about that Sky Team. Just a little bit. What is it about the Sky Team of 2013 and 2017?
When you are approaching an election, like you are a presidential candidate, your team can't be in one place.
Okay.
So some have to be in Mombasa.
Okay.
Some are in Busia, and the other ones in Narok.
Okay.
So you need a Sky Team, which means 3 choppers or 4 are in Mombasa. 3 or 4 choppers are in Mombasa? Yes. Another 3 or 4 are in Busia. And some 2 or 3 are in Narok. So that's a Sky Team of how many choppers? Almost 15 choppers. So you need pilots are being paid, everything, or hiring. Let's say a day, 1 chopper costs how much? $1 million?
1.2.
1.2 million. So in Mombasa, that's 4 million. Chopper.
And this is probably a sharp bend towards August.
Yes.
So we are talking May,
June.
Damn.
Where driver wa campaign halali, unapaka gari saa 5 usiku, saa 10 umewasha mataa, unaelekea Taita Taveta.
Kwa sababu Ruto alishaamuka kitu saa 8 ya usiku. Anakunja koti. Si namna hiyo?
Yes.
Akona insomnia, anakunywa manini.
Sio insomnia bwana.
Anakunywa.
Sasa wewe unaharibu hiyo kitu.
No, amekunywa.
Ana insomnia. Ameamuka tu achape kazi.
Wacha nikwambie.
Okay.
Kama wazimu analala, mtu ambaye akili sio mzuri, usingizi inamlemea. Wewe ambaye uko na akili timamu.
Okay.
You must have something you unameza. Because usipomeza, you will need to sleep at some point. And if you don't, it will affect your health.
By the way,
so you see the Sky Team is
serious. VOA actually talked with Sakaja and this is what he said verbatim, it will cost you a bit more than 4 billion Kenya shillings just to become a president. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what he said. And he talked about all those figures that are being corroborated. Interestingly, women spend more in elections because patriarchal nature of a society puts it that women have to work thrice as hard. But let me ask Mr. Well, he's disagreeing. But let me ask you.
Yes.
An MP.
Yeah.
Let's say an MP.
Yeah.
What do you need to do to have all this money to spend upwards? I hear in Nairobi you can even spend 100 million to be an MP.
Yeah.
Where does the money go?
Where the money goes, Jagero, is in several. Of course, we have the normal infrastructure that you need to put in place when you're a candidate. You have a team that you have your team probably of several people. You have a communication person, you have a strategist, you have a photographer. Generally, you have a team that is organizing for you to go to Jagero's studio and explain your agenda and all that. So you have a team. That is the first thing.
Okay.
You have some cars that you are using because this team must be in some cars. Okay. These cars are either bought or hired. Yeah.
Mostly are they hired or bought?
Most of the time, people make the decision depending on their budgets.
Okay.
Yeah. If your budgets are not very much, maybe you would want to hire them so that if you are a candidate who is on budget, you are a candidate on budget.
Okay.
So probably you are campaigning between Thursday and Sunday.
Okay.
So those are the days you hire and all. But if you are a serious candidate, so this budget is just within the buying of the cars, because then these cars are the ones that can be stoned. Because at that time also the people at the car hire are very careful not to hire their cars to politicians. Okay? So there are those infrastructure. You have the cars, they have the fuel, and then you have the posters. So already just the infrastructure alone is expensive. And then we come now to our tokenist nature of politics. You go down to the people, and that is when you discover, when you are Joachim, that your good agenda sometimes will not sell until you have been able to pay people for them to listen to you. The culture has now gotten so inculcated that today in Kenya, even when you put together people to give them a message that will benefit them, you have to pay them to sit to listen to that message. So it is even worse now in the politic outside there. So you, the token nature, then the security now, your own security. You always see when people are living, they are jumping on top of vehicles and
very fast. Why is it that they're living very fast?
Exactly,
because you are on a budget.
You are always being chased. And
who is chasing you?
And you have been told that the opponent is sending people here.
Yes.
Do you know the opponent can decide not to cause violence, but to tamper with your budgeting?
Let me give you a practical story. I don't know that story.
Yeah, Autiabo was telling me. That, okay, good. Go ahead and tell us the story.
Let me give you a practical example.
Okay.
A candidate that I was working for at some time. And one of the strategies just became simple, that this gentleman wanted to run for senator of some county. And he was a political novice. He had just come from... you see these guys who come from the UK, then they think they want to change Kenya.
Yes.
So they come with all that.
They want to change
all those ambitions. So this guy put up and said he wants to run. The only thing we did at the strategic level was one. Because he has a good home, so it was simple. He just sent people to his home every day. Yeah?
That's exactly what Odhiambo was telling me the other day.
He's very excited. He feels like he's getting acceptance of the people. So he's very excited. So they arrive, and when he opens his gates and people are singing his name and saying, yo, you are the one that we want.
But they have been sent by someone.
Yeah, the excitement makes him give them 1,000 each.
1,000?
Because probably there are 50 people. Yeah?
So 50,000.
So this is 50,000. But tomorrow there will be 200.
Because kila mmoja mwenye walipea 1,000 amekuja na watatu.
Yes, and they are telling them that we were given 1,000. So already they have set a markup. And after you give them this money, they also don't leave. So they have to eat. Yeah? So they have to eat, they have to take breakfast and lunch, and then you have to entertain them because you are a candidate. Yeah?
Na wasikunywe chai na githeri alafu waone kwa nyumba kuna mkate kwa meza.
Yes, they eat.
Hiyo sasa ni makosa.
Because wewe ni kiongozi. So these guys have to eat well, Jagero. Now after they eat well, Remember, they have tampered with your program. So you are a candidate who was supposed to leave and go to campaign or go somewhere, go to a church. Now you can't leave because they are here. So your day ends up spent like that. Tomorrow, now there are 4 buses. You now wake up in the morning and you meet 700 people. And part of you feels like, okay, the people are accepting me, but also now you cannot do anything. Before you know it, in just a record 2 weeks, you'll have run broke. And that is how that candidate ran broke after 2 weeks. And he folded his sleeves and went back to work.
You see?
Wow.
Ninaona Jagero amepanga rally.
Yes.
Uhuru Park. Naangalia, naona Jagero ana expect 2,000 people. Kila mtu 200. Na mtumia another 2,000. So, kama ulikuwa upatie kila mtu 200 on 2,000 people, then you end up having 4,000 people.
Yeah.
So you have to dig deeper. Is either uwapatie 100 ama uongeze 200 ingine.
Yes.
So kama budget yako ilikuwa hiyo siku utumie 200,000, you have to spend 400.
Yeah.
So we have party primaries and nomination fees.
Yes.
Party fees obviously dwarf IEBC fees. UDA charged actually 1 million for presidential ticket in 2022.
Yeah.
And then handouts and voter buying, media advertising.
But they only got 1 million.
Yeah. Helicopters, 150,000 per hour.
There was that young person who was ati alikuwa anasimama na Ruto.
Very good PR. It was. I think the young person didn't make good use of that publicity.
And he had vied against Ruto on UDA presidential ticket.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Do we know him?
That's what I'm saying. He didn't really.
Naangalia huyo jamaa kiatu.
Kiatu iko mbaya.
Unajua, if you want to know a man has money, look at their shoe. Not even their shirt, just their shoe.
Like Jagero's expensive shoes. Imported shoes.
Imports from Turkey or Germany.
Yeah. Jagero imports from, I think, Turkey. Is it Turkey, Jagero?
Can we stay with this story? Can we stay with this story? So, in a sense, this thing is extremely expensive.
But again, kuna kuanga na, you see, politicians are the most insane people in the world. Insane in a manner like this. Jagero, we ni ngumu sana kutoka tu na 2,000 alafu change 100 uanze kupea watu. They have not done anything for you.
Yeah.
But you just give them with the hope that when they see your picture on that paper, they will tick there.
And which is a lie, right?
It's the most insane nature I have ever seen. But then again, people you don't know just come and say, you are buying, yes.
I put a picture of me trying to vie for Nyakach MP.
Someone will send you 200,000.
The amount of calls I got.
Yes.
Were like
someone will just send you 200,000 and say
that people are singing your name. Like, we can't stop singing your name.
And it can be exciting. I'm sure you felt a bit excited.
Alafu kuna wale wanapigana
very agnostic to those things.
Someone will just call you. Si unatoka Nyakach. Ala mheshimiwa. Tuko hapa na watu wako. Hey, wapi? Pabonditi. Niko na watu wangapi hivi? Wacha nihesabu. Tuko 60 mheshimiwa. Wanasema wako njaa. Wewe jujezo yako pigiwa simu kama hizo. Unatuma
200 per person.
Huyo jamaa amekaa tu mahali kwa bar, Guinness iko kwa meza na hana pesa ya kulipa.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they know how to make it sound very real, Jagero. You will always feel like it's very real. And every problem is usually an emergency. Every problem is always an emergency. So you can't, when you start, you think you can plan effectively. If you're not very strict, you can't stick to that plan. You'll plan and be modest and say we will do 2 funerals per week.
Okay.
Yeah? So you are really sticking to a budget. I'll do 2 funerals and whatever. Now you start. After you start, Jagero, now, you start being called. You are here in studio, you are told, Mheshimiwa, Sasa, this is now the real funeral. This one that is there now tomorrow is now the real one.
Don't miss that one.
This one you cannot miss. In fact, missing this one will have lost election. In fact, if you are missing this one, let's not even run. Wachana nayo kabisa.
Wachana nayo, hata sisi tutakuachia, tutawacha.
Kama hii
utakuja. Is the biggest clan.
Hii kama ukuji mheshimiwa hakuna hiyo acha kabisa. Because we have planned.
Why are they telling you to go there?
Because it's the biggest clan that can win you an MCA.
Because when you come, they earn. So the guys is that it's you they are protecting, but it's actually themselves they are protecting. Because every time you come, you have to give them something. You have to plan this. The borders have to get something. So they must create as many activities.
And they're the ones who are giving these things.
And they will create as many activities as possible. And that's why after you are done with them, and they say this is the last one, as soon as you arrive in Nairobi, ukiwa bado pale JKIA, you receive another call. And they tell you now, there is now another one. Now this one is the best opportunity. In fact, it's just in the doorstep of your opponent. And this one, if
kuja chafua.
Sasa hii kuja chafua. They will never run out.
Jagero, I have been a goon once.
You have been a goon?
We are sitting with people who should be arrested, Jagero.
No. He had a Damascus moment.
I have been a goon, and what I saw. Maajabu. So it's not even in Nairobi. It's back at home.
Yeah. Kimilili ama wapi?
So it's in Kandui.
And
the person who has hired us is not even a member of parliament. It's a person who wants to be an MCA. So there is, you see MCAs, you campaign in homesteads. A person with a big compound calls people. So we are hired, we are put in a pro box. Do you know how many are we in a pro box?
No, 7.
We are 10.
In a pro box?
Yes.
Where are you guys going?
To a homestead to disrupt a campaign.
But why are you disrupting it though?
We don't.
It should not happen. That's part of the script.
Anafanya campaign karibu na opponent. Because the guy was having a campaign here. The home of the opponent is across the road.
Okay.
So this owner of the home has organized, tunatoka huko kwa soko. Gari kisimama hivi.
Mnatoka na rungu.
Wamama viboko.
Oh my goodness. Watawanyike.
Sasa mimi nilichanganyikiwa kidogo.
You are not a total goon.
Yeah, I am not.
He was not a professional.
Yeah, he's not a professional goon. Wewe unachapa wa mama, usione ati huyo.
Juu tuko napewa pesa mingi 500.
Ni mingi sana huko Kandui.
Mingi.
Na uko na kibuku na unacheza.
Kushuka hivi. MC ni ndugu ya baba yangu.
MC.
Yeah.
Ni ndugu ya baba yako?
Si ndio?
Na ndiye anafaa chapwe wa kwanza.
Yeye ndiye anafaa pigwa waachilie microphone.
Aende kwa maze. Yeye ndo aende kwa maze kwanza au afuate.
Nikishuka hivi akaniona akaniita jina.
What?
Wewe. So badala ya kukimbia kwenda mahali kuna wamama nikaingia kwa miwa.
Tu ataingia kwa miwa. Wewe unachapa anko, unasema ile anko hiyo ilikuwa kazi. Chukua hii 100 uende ujilaze nayo.
Mimi nasikia tu nduru huko.
Baba yako anapigwa.
Tulikuwa tumeambiwa after 5 minutes
hiyo kitu
ndani ya gari inatoka.
After 5?
Yes.
You ni kuchapa mtu in 4 minutes.
No, 3.
3.
Moja ni ya kutoka,
moja
ya kurudi. So
3.
You have 3 minutes to clear the ground.
Bwana, karibu gari ni wache. Na gari ikikuacha
ni hivyo.
Utawawa.
Uzuri huko hauwawi. Lakini juu wanakujua.
Wanakulima tu vizuri.
Wakikuuliza ni nini imekuleta hapa. Viboko mingi. Karibu gari ni wache bwana. Libidi nishikilie mlango.
Ukienda na yao kwa barabara.
Being a good is.
Ndio maana sasa zingine naona
kumbe ni accident.
Ukienda hivyo kumbe ni hizo ni majeraha ya goonism.
You see, it's not easy. It's not easy. Umechapa mtu ujui, hujawahi muona, lakini juu uko na 500. Lakini sasa tukajulikana wote.
All the 10 of you.
Yes. Tukashikwa. Sisi wote. Sasa mimi juu nilikuanga mpole kwa area.
Wakasema wanaonea huyu kijana.
Hadi wale wenye walikuwa wametumana polisi watushike. Wakaambia polisi huyu mwachilie. Huyu hata hatukumuona. Hakujapa mtu.
Kwa sababu ulikuwa kwa miwa.
Nilikuwa kwa miwa.
Lazima huyu ni njaa tu.
Sasa wewe toka hapa. Unatembea na kina nani hawa? Nikasema mimi kuwa goon tena. So when I see young people and they are being goons, I know what they are going through. Like I saw the video today, a lady. Things have become so tough, even ladies have become goons. Yes, it's dangerous.
Sad.
And you see, being a goon, hakunanga equality huko. And these are lady handle her softly.
No.
Si ulikuja.
Uko kwa ring.
You have to know how to jump off a speeding vehicle or jump on. And you jump off knowing that there is no vehicle coming. Otherwise, you will jump off and the one behind you inachota wewe. And who will even sympathize with you? The society hates goons. So wakisikia
society hates goons.
Wakisikia ni goons amekufa.
Anasema kabisa akufe mara ya pili.
Yes, ni kama niliona posta ingine tu watu wanachangia sisi Louma. Check the comments.
The comments are bad.
Bad. So you have no approval rating from the people. The police are looking for you. The person who hired you doesn't respect you. He can actually kill you.
Yeah.
So where are you left?
Because you're actually let down. You should not have been seen.
Yes. Mbona mulionekana? Mulifaa mfanye operation musionekane.
Wanakupeanga mask?
No.
Kwa village?
You invent your own way.
Those are now your tools of trade.
You invent your own way.
Yeah.
There is a guy at Joachim is the Mpole in his area. Can you imagine the most rowdy?
Ni kweli.
Joachim is a professional storyteller.
Yeah, those are serious goons. Goon. All right, people of the internet, it has been a beautiful one.
Sure.
We have really loved it. Thank you very much, Mr. Joachim. What are your last words as we finish this conversation today?
My last words is Kenyans must learn what really politics is. That candidate, like we talked about financial problems of candidates, which I'm also... But that candidate you are supporting, make sure he's very big, not to need the money that we are talking about.
Yeah.
Because if you make him need the support of money, you are no longer in charge.
You are no longer in charge.
Yes. So as the people, if you have supported Mondalo to become president, give him enough support that he will not need money to move around. But as far as he needs the chopper to go to Turkana, in a day, one chopper is 1 million shillings.
Because it's 150,000 per hour.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're more expensive during that time.
They're more expensive.
Because the demand is high.
And they're difficult to get.
Yeah.
Yes. And the pilot you can get a job and the pilot says, I'm tired today.
Yes.
So you have to pay double.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Because a pilot is not somebody you will shout at.
Ama kuwaji huku kwa mlima.
Mumemwambia ukituweka utungoje. Yeye anasema mimi siwezi wangoja, nitawarudia. So
anaenda kupeleka mtu mwingine mahali.
So
mkae huko nitarudi.
So rally iko karibu kuisha, mnapigia pilot.
Na goons pia ndio hao.
Uliza Ruto akiwa Kisini, was it 27?
I don't know what happened. What was going on?
Kama sio mbio ya mkale, Ruto angebuo.
Kweli?
Ai. Nyachae alikuwa anataka kuua Ruto.
Kwa nini? Ruto alifanya nini? Nyachae ilifanya nini? Ruto alifanya nini Nyachae?
Ruto alikuwa ameenda kucampaign.
Alikuwa ameenda kukampenia nani?
Raila.
In 2007. Oh.
Alikimbizwa akalazwa hapa Nairobi Hospital.
Yes.
Alilazwa.
Yes, even his knee on the right foot, right leg has a problem.
To date.
Yes.
Hiyo mambo ya Kisii.
Chingororo.
Lakini hizi sasa Kenya iko na lakini alirudi huko kwa pesa stadium. Ndio. Hey, you man, we are not going to finish if we don't speak. Because this topic of today is very funny.
And I'm also listening to Joachim's story. But I think in finishing, especially on the account of Joachim's story, I think my finishing mark just tell young people that no matter what you do in this political space, don't become a goon.
Yes,
and don't be used by politicians. And also, it's very, very important that we know that as Kenyans, politicians will always go to the election with their interests at heart. So as we prepare to go to the election, even you prepare as a person to have your interests at heart, so that at the end of the day, we don't go back to the circle of finishing the election and becoming angry. The reason we always finish the election and then become angry is because we use anger to go to the election. And then we make emotional decisions, which we regret quickly thereafter. So for once, let us go to the election objectively.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mdala. I want to thank Mr. Frank, who has been on the deck, and Mr. John Tess, who has been on the cameras, and everybody else in the team that have always made this show a success. Thank you very much, people of the internet. You're the star of the show, gathering around the fireplace to help us converse and talk about the issues of our country. From me to you, thank you very much. And until another episode, bye for now. All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world, and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So, what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjegero.co.ke.